In the shadowy heart of the Aztec Empire, under a sun that watched like an indifferent god, your fate was sealed. Taken from a quiet village during a flower war. A sacrifice not by your doing, but for their god's hunger. As a priest, once adorned in robes of reverence, you stand now in chains. They stripped you bare, mocking your faith with paints and symbols, not of your world. You've been fed not as a guest, but as an offering. Your every heartbeat counted toward the day you'd climb the stone steps. Those 114 steps that roared beneath 1,000 cheering voices. Ancient hearts craved your demise, and the obsidian blade awaited the final act in the brutal ceremony of life and renewal. Dive with me into this savage chapter of history, where belief, power and sacrifice intersected on blood-soaked altars. Imagine a world at dusk where life in your serene city-state or remote village moves with comforting regularity. The air is alive with the smells of cook fires, the rhythms of evening rituals, and the hushed prayers of priests attending to their sacred duties. Beneath this veneer of tranquility lies a tension, a silent promise of chaos not born from the gods, but from flesh and ambition. It is here, wrapped in the sanctuary of the familiar, that our story begins. The Aztecs, formidable in battle, sought not territories but humans. Their flower wars were sacred quests to capture lives as offerings to their deities. Caught unawares, you, a revered priest, find yourself ensnared within this brutal tradition, your fate suspended in the hands of gods unfamiliar to you. The attack is swift, the evening's serenity shattered by the war cries of Aztec warriors, mingling with the cries of the beleaguered and the dying. This is not conquest as you know it. It is ritual hunting. Herein lies the cruel irony of your position. Anointed as a divine conduit, yet destined to become a tribute. The chains they bind you with bite into your skin, a physical testament to your new role as a living sacrifice. Their silence cuts deeper than any word spoken, signalling the beginning of a journey into a world where the relentless heartbeats of an empire guide fate. With each step through the pre-dawn darkness, the cold chains around your wrists become more than mere restraints. They are symbols of transformation. As a holy man, chains represented metaphorical bindings of sin or moral failing. Now they are tangible, a constant reminder of your flesh-bound role in another's myth. The clinking echoes like a morbid chorus, retelling stories of interrupted lives and forgotten bones. In captivity, you are drawn into the Aztec mythos, crossing into a narrative where every captive becomes a narrative vessel, an ironic form of liberation from the mundane to the mythically significant. Silence envelops the Aztec procession, a void humming with unvoiced truths and the spectre of introspection. Once words were your power, delivered through sacred chants. Now, silence forces reflection. Stranded away from the holy, your mind is left to chart its own fears and aspirations across this unfamiliar terrain. This enforced quiet speaks with questions of identity. Who are you when stripped of ritual titles? Instinctively you turn inward, deciphering a language of silence that ultimately becomes the wise guide of your journey. In the eyes of your captors, you are not just prey, but a living oracle, a personification of their celestial dialogue. Their gazes hold an intricate balance of reverence and anticipation, viewing you not merely as a priest captured, but as a necessary conduit, a conduit between celestial destiny and earthly acts. Their view is neither of defeat nor victory, but of sacred reciprocity, seeing sacrifice as maintaining the cosmic balance. Thus, while they chain you physically, they see you lifted infinitely, into the realm of stories that predates them. As the caravan passes through cities and villages, faces form an ever-watchful gallery. Their expressions a mosaic of empathy, curiosity, and sometimes reverence. To them, you are the embodiment of mythology. Their encounters with you a nod to human life's fragility and its grand mysteries. Observing them, there is understanding in their apprehensive peace, a universal acknowledgement of shared existence and its inevitable sacrifices. Each pair of eyes reflects myriad stories that collectively form a cascade of memories, bridging moments across time and generations. As the terrain shifts toward the Aztec heartland, the power of place evolves with you. The cityscape hums with historical resonance, towered by pyramids that seem alive, echoing the mythic battles depicted on murals around you. The air pulsates with incense and humanity, an atmospheric blend that seems to capture every essence within its folds. Here, fear mingles with awe, a stark reminder that rituals are environments as much as they are actions, and that every shadow is alive with energy from legends past. Caught in this great religious epic, you confront the oscillation between hope and hopelessness. Rituals blur in the somber dance of survival, and you hover between acceptance and rejection of fate's demands. In these sacred acts, the gulf between devotion and extinction shrinks to a sliver, threading your very existence through the cosmic whir of prayer and sacrificial exchange. This tension vibrating through you, and those in your orbit, speaks of shared hopes pinned to celestial shrines, and unravels the ancient heartstrings that tie humanity to eternity. As you approach the altar, a whisper of acceptance accompanies you. It is here at the summit that destiny crescendos. Standing before the sacred altar, a place sacred yet ominous, the divine notices humanity through the gloss of ritual sacrifice. Stripping away the bindings of ego, you release into the cosmos, cherishing the closeness to destiny spun by earlier threads, a breathless surrender, accepting the passage from life to legend. Your steps resolve into a hymn, whispered towards perpetuity, echoing in the spaces where gods and men come together, telling a story etched into the narrative of sacrifice. In the early light of dawn, you find yourself surrounded by a vibrant world, both vivid and unfamiliar, a place alive with strange customs and rituals, yet steeped in quiet solemnity. They come for you, a priest once, now reduced to a captive in this alien land. The act of stripping away your priestly robes isn't just a removal of clothing, it's the erasure of the life you once knew, a disrobing of the soul. Those vestments, intricately woven and marked with significance, embodied the sacred commitments you had pledged, a testament to your devotion and spiritual service. Each thread held meaning, now ripped away by Aztec warriors, with a calculated precision that speaks volumes of their intent. Stripped bare, you stand exposed, both physically and spiritually, no longer a vessel for your gods, but rather an empty shell, to be filled with foreign meanings. As your identity crumbles, the Aztecs prepare to redefine you. This isn't merely a physical transformation, it's a journey into a world of humiliation laced with profound symbolism. As they peel away your identity, they don't just aim to belittle, they seek to integrate you into their cosmic drama, where every gesture is steeped in ancient lore. When they shave your head, it is not simply an act of ridicule, but a ritual cleansing, making way for their own spiritual narrative. They paint your skin with sacred chalk and blue pigments, each stroke a deliberate act that turns your body into a living tapestry of stories you can't comprehend. To them, you aren't merely a prisoner or a trophy. You're an integral part of their divine ceremony, marked by symbols that mock the gods you once revered. The colour blue, once a symbol of devotion and life in your world, is now redefined as a marker of your transformation, stripping away priestly reverence and filling that void with sacrificial symbolism. The hands that paint your skin work with a disciplined grace that carries a sense of reverence in its practiced movements. Yet the grace is detached from your own familiar rites. As they adorn you, it is clear these strokes signify not just your physical subjugation, but a spiritual one. You are entwined in their customs, the culmination of which will be your sacrifice, illustrating the depth of your captivity, not only in body, but also in soul. Yet even as the paint colours you in a palette of unfamiliar beliefs, an inner defiance begins to rise. Despite the mocking essence of the ritual, you fold in memories of your own faith, inverting the meaning into a defiant whisper that beneath the layers of paint, your essence remains unchanged. The ritual of shaving your head signifies more than mere vanity. It holds a substantial, transformative weight. Each strand that falls echoes a departure from a life anchored in divine purpose to a present tied to ritualistic submission. This act is mirrored across cultures, representing the renunciation of the temporal world. As your hair touches the sun-baked earth, it becomes a testament to a life once rich with spiritual significance, now surrendered to a new existence dictated by your captor's divine drama. Yet within this surrender, a complex duality exists. While the act cleanses outwardly, it also stirs an inner strength within you. The absence of hair, the exposure to elements, triggers a stark sense of vulnerability that paradoxically feels liberating. A quiet defiance signalling that despite attempts to erase your identity, something intrinsic persists. The application of paint carries its own irony. These colours, rich in symbolism, are drawn from the earth and the sky, speaking languages previously intertwined with your own culture's tales of rebirth and divine connection. As the colours seep into your skin, the transformation reveals a duality filled with contradictions. You are honoured in shame, revered through mockery. The symbols on your body, though intended to nullify personal worth, convert into a medium where the realms of the sacred and societal blur. Despite the intent to disgrace, the irony remains that you stand as one marked by divine symbols, where homage intended only for gods also inadvertently acknowledges your own residual significance. Amidst the crowds, your transformation serves as a public theatre designed to instruct, entertain, and maintain societal hierarchies. This ritual of public humiliation isn't merely a stripping away of dignity. It's a spectacle that reinforces communal solidarity and offers an opportunity for the society to reflect upon their shared beliefs. The crowd that surrounds you, severe yet empathetic, reflects the tension between your fate and their own narratives. These rituals, structured as cultural memories, remind onlookers of life's frailty and reiterate the cyclical nature of existence. The sacred symbols adorning your body are a burden heavier than any chain, while others see you only as a pawn in this cosmic game, bound by symbols and stories that predate you. Something within remains defiant. These marks are not insurmountable. They are layers beneath which your convictions endure, whispered truths hidden from the gods, wielding their cosmic paintbrushes. Even as you're drawn into this narrative against your will, those whispered stories affirm your identity beneath the facade, enduring in defiance of the foreign meanings inscribed on your skin. Here, painted as both participant and canvas, you discover an unexpected inner resilience, an unyielding belief in the integrity beneath your painted layers. Beneath the shadowy stone ceiling of your cell, a paradox unfolds. Daily you receive platters with delicacies, corn cakes, aromatic chili stews, and rich chocolate. These offerings, presented with ritualistic precision, are not expressions of kindness or mercy. They bind you, fattening your body, for a sacrifice already etched into the fabric of your fate. While the flavours momentarily dance on your palate, they serve as stark reminders of your dual status as both honoured and doomed. Each meal transforms into a cruel emblem of what was lost and what yet will be taken. The richness of the sustenance might appear a feast for the senses, yet it is shadowed by an underlying truth. This nourishment is not to prolong your life, but to hasten your transformation into something more fitting for the fire. Here the Aztec worldview, where life-giving and life-taking are intertwined, finds its most brutal expression. The cell, painted with solitude and vigilance, becomes your only companion. The stones encircle you in a space crafted not for comfort, but for contemplation and readiness. In fleeting glimpses of the sky above, the world compresses into your confines of shadow and stone, weaving a tapestry of dread and anticipation. The passage of time is marked not by natural rhythms, but by the cadence of footsteps and the reliable cycle of meals. This space is less a prison and more a cocoon, preparing you for the abyss looming on the horizon. Here you are stripped of everything except a single destination. The cell is both sanctuary and spectacle, nurturing a reflective journey toward an inevitable destiny. Echoes of those who preceded you whisper along the cold walls. Their silent stories of rituals past offer strange fellowship across time. These imagined voices, haunting the intervals between ritual bowls and footsteps outside, remind you that you are part of a grim lineage. Bound by the fate of the countless who shared this journey, your unique role is lost among generations, woven into the same sacred narrative. Past sacrifices ignited the rains, nurtured the maize, and ensured the sun's eternal ascent. Each chill this truth instills emphasizes a visceral truth. You are caught in a shared destiny, cradled by fear and an unsettling sense of connection. This precarious balance between reverence and restraint forms the core of your existence here. Elevated yet low, divine in honour yet mortal in fate, each ritualistic meal affirms your fluid identity. Both God and captive, both flesh and spirit. In this liminality, where boundaries between worship and imprisonment are blurred, your enriched but controlled life becomes emblematic of a broader philosophical truth. Here, life and death, sacrifice and salvation weave together as your predicament becomes a living illustration of Aztec cosmology's complexity. The symbolism of fattening seeps into every corner of your transformation. Fattened not for survival but for offering, you stand as a vessel for sacred energy, prepared to fulfill a ceremonial purpose. These consumed dishes become part of a sacred theatre, shifting you from ordinary to divine. Despite the reverence, this enforced fattening underscores a grim reality. You are but an offering, a bridge between human and divine existence. Your mental cage mirrors the physical one, an arena of conflict where reality blurs with paranoia. Left alone with fate's weight upon you, every sound from beyond magnifies insignificance. Every shadow stretches towards suspicion. In this fevered dreamscape, imagination outruns reality, crafting echoes of past sacrifices of trial and tribute fill the air. Every fractional moment is fraught with surreal acceptance, awaiting the fateful culmination that forms the ritual's foundation. As a captive, you're both an offering and a testament to the complex weave of tradition and sacrifice. Your transition from prisoner to provision reflects the ritual's unyielding demands. Here, fat symbolises celestial wealth, anchoring material and spiritual prosperity. This nourished body signifies a currency beyond the earthly, hinting at a transaction sacred and irrevocable. As you grow, each pound signifies a surrender to spiritual demands, marking your transformation into a resource of cosmic proportion. This becomes a conundrum. Material enrichment begets spiritual depletion, yielding contradictions that echo through the ancient world. Through stone bars, guardians maintain a solemn watch, bound to their task as tightly as you to yours. These keepers ensure that tradition remains unbroken and sacred. Their silent partnership with fate guides each player through to the moment destined for divine appeasement. Across stone and shadow, your existence blends preparation and performance, leading to a ceremony hidden from view. As days build to ritual, they mould a rhythm echoing timeless ceremony. This quiet theatre unfolds in solemn beauty, turning the macabre to miraculous, joining mortal shadow with divine purpose. In these final days, you reflect deeply on the soul's role within the universe it is to secure. Each stone whispers paths past and choices dismantled over time. Your sacrifice becomes not an end, but a transcendental purpose, framing fear in the context of cultural imperative. Where life and legacy meet, where mortal and divine converge, a convergence heralds a reconciled understanding. Your final moments are woven with tranquility, preparing you not just physically, but philosophically, for destiny's grasp. Imagine standing on the precipice of identity, once a priest devoted to your own deities, now an instrument in a divine play. You have been chosen to embody Tezcatlipoca, the smoking mirror, a god revered for his duality, creation interwoven with destruction. Your soul remains untouched, yet your body is cloaked in feathers and adorned with gold, an elaborate mask concealing your fate. Every ornament serves as a key to the Aztec cosmos, anchoring you to their storied past. This transformation is not just costume, it elevates you above mortals, highlighting an impending fall. Your life morphs into theatre, each act a vivid portrayal of the Aztecs' connection to their gods, a testament to their belief in divinity walking among them. The aroma of copal incense mingles with the metallic tang of your concealed dread as you step into momentary reverence, followed by inevitable doom. Temporarily glorified, this facade intensifies as you become a living symbol of fleeting vitality under the heavy chains of fatalism. Tezcatlipoca's guise brings opulence and indulgence, a far cry from captivity's grimness. Luxuries abound, rare fruits, intoxicating drinks, and endless celebrations. But beneath this veneer of worship lurks mortality's irony. Honoured yet doomed, musicians and dancers fill your halls with vibrant chants, each note a thread in an intricate tapestry that subtly hints at your tragic fate. Their vibrant performances echo through the lavish court, turning joy into a surreal dance of divine mimicry and temporary splendour. Your days become a deceptive oasis amid a desert of inevitability. You navigate a roller coaster of emotions in this celestial charade. As the world watches, poised for your theatrical demise, you juggle reverence and relinquishment. This ironic dance, this borrowed divinity, leaves an indelible mark on those who witness it. a beguiling mix of maligned acceptance and mystical reverence. In Aztec belief, gods thrive in duality, tricksters and sages bound together. As if peering into a polished, obsidian mirror, you become ensnared in a myth where your breath animates Tezcatlipoca, a god alternating between benevolence and malice. You stand as a symbol of contradiction, seen through eyes both revering and distrustful. This living shadow clings to you, an ever-present reminder of the god's transient sovereignty and mortal uncertainty. The sinister yet compelling game unfolds as you perceive the world through the dual-faced lens of Tezcatlipoca, charged with creation and mischief. The performative aspect of the ritual demands full embodiment. You embark upon well-trodden paths, treading across thresholds steeped in Aztec wonders. Every site you visit pulses with sacred resonance, shaping your journey into a pilgrimage both sacred and personal. As you walk, familiar landscapes acquire new significance. Rivers babbling sanctity, wind whispering incantations. Ordinary turned extraordinary by your divine passage. Your march beats with divine resonance, guiding you through interwoven timelines, transforming physical geography into sacred narratives. Reality stretches, painting mundane interactions with otherworldly weight. In this mythic journey, you become both witness and participant. Your steps a bridge between legend and reality. Around you, dancers embody myths in a whirl of motion, shadows merging with incense smoke. Their ethereal dance seductively blurs reality and myth, drawing you into a spectacle amplified by history's embrace. Ritual becomes breathing art, a synergy of spirituality and narrative. Participants, both observers and conduits of divine connection, generate an atmosphere charged with expectancy, each heartbeat echoing the vibrant tapestry of communal ceremony. History comes alive in this living theatre, a tale sculpted in the timeless ink of myth, blood, and sweat. A testament to humanity's eternal fascination with the divine. Engulfed in your impersonation, irony grins at your side. The laughter of gods echoes, underscoring shared mortality and immortality. In this terrain, solemnity pirouettes with absurdity, colouring the scene with dark comedy. Behind decorum, gallows humour lingers, understood yet unspoken across eternity's stage. The gods' laughter reverberates through time, each echo a reminder of life's paradoxes. Historical nuances chuckle through shadows, sketched upon myth's parchment. Reverence and mockery pulse in the ritual's essence, a cosmic satire alive in the collective heartbeat of believers. In the days leading to sacrifice, your identity ebbs, thinned by impending transformation. Each day rehearses a new role, weaving Tezcatlipoca into your essence. Layers of old self dissolve, erasure culminating at the crossroads of destiny and sacrifice. This vanishing grants existential awakening, mundane actions charged with mythological weight. The world flirts at reality's edge, spiriting you into the Aztec dreamscape. The you that was fades, replaced by a god awaiting his cosmic narrative's conclusion. As rites crescendo, each act is a blessing carved into temple stone. Transitioned from priest to divine training, sacred oils and flowers adorn you, transforming you into living scripture. Rituals awaken belief, weaving stories echoing through acts as enduring narratives. Preparedness is its own rite of passage, familiar yet owned by none. Symbolic garlands weigh heavy, each fibre a life intertwined in cosmic interplay, a testament to life's bond with death. You are both altar and offering, chained to fate by tradition's grand tapestry. With the final rite near, acceptance becomes your guiding light, a cosmic flame sealing rather than extinguishing your resolve. You navigate destiny's labyrinth in an aura of tranquility, embracing fate's truth. The dance is endless yet ephemeral. This acceptance outlines your narrative, not as burden but dialogue with destiny. Fear transcended, you stand as vessel aflight in time's current, merging into history's tapestry. Your path harmonises into a symphony where echoes resonate as potently as living experience, etching you forever as a shadow in the annals of myth. In the dim echoes of your stone cell, the air grows thick with the scent of sacred smokes, a precursor to the transformative rites drawing near. The priests arrive, draped in raven black robes, their expressions solemn and unreadable. They prepare you for an ordeal so profound it promises to transcend the flesh. This is more than mere ceremony. It's believed that through hallucinatory journeys, one can glimpse the divine and ready the soul for its ultimate departure. In the flickering light of torches, they offer a reed pipe filled with peyote, a revered cactus, the very essence of cosmic revelation. As the smoke curls into your lungs, a curious detachment creeps through you. The cold stone beneath dissolves beneath your essence. The walls begin to pulse, living, breathing entities that share your breath. They remind you that this experience is part of a grand narrative, one woven into the very fabric of Aztec creation and destruction. You are gently nudged from the world of the living into a vibrant tapestry of myth and vision, a prelude to your destined sacrifice. The first exhalation lifts you free of your physical bonds into a dreamscape where reality bends and transforms. Stone walls become vibrant mosaics, colours blooming with an otherworldly glow. These hues, at once unfamiliar and yet intimately known, are painted by gods who guide your fate. No longer merely corporeal, you drift as a spectral observer, immersed in a celestial narrative, with deities whispering your fate. In this altered consciousness, your senses explode into hyper-awareness. You feel the pulse of the temple beating in synchrony with your own heart. Shadows dance in vaporous forms, gods in waiting, warriors of ancient lore, each telling their story in the timeless dance of shadows. Boundaries blur, time warps, and a strange anticipation fills the air, foreshadowing a transcendence that inches ever closer. With every inhalation, serpents of legend rise, weaving through your psyche. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, emerges with brilliant scales of emerald and cobalt, his sinuous body a mesmerizing blend of regality and menace. He dances across your vision, a living embodiment of Aztec mythos, whispering ancestral knowledge of creation and destruction. This serpent is the cycle incarnate, eternally consuming and renewing through sacrifice and rebirth. Beyond these visions, elemental spirits begin to manifest, wind, water and fire forming a dance of life's forgotten dreams. They whirl about you, shapeless yet palpable, weaving a tapestry that speaks of divinely orchestrated chaos. The whispers of these spirits echo with tales of floods and sacrificial pyres, immersing you in a mosaic of cosmic forces rather than isolated events. You find yourself swept into their currents, witnessing creation's dance that transcends mortal comprehension. Sacred symbols and geometric patterns materialize in your trance, each imbued with a profound spiritual essence. These glyphs, etched in stone and painted on ancient scrolls, are doorways to esoteric realms. They beckon exploration, these ancient scripts not demands for belief but whispers of a deeper truth. As they resonate, you understand you are part of a living narrative, an omnipresent tapestry where human and divine stories intertwine. Sounds accompany your visions. A celestial choir fills the void, with haunting melodies echoing in the cosmic chamber beyond realms. Distant waters, jungle whispers, and discordant notes blend terror with tranquility. It is an overwhelming symphony, orchestrating your passage towards the enigma of transcendence and sacrifice. The chants of priests merge with ethereal tones, beckoning your soul to release worldly ties. Visions of time unfold, scenes from epochs past, glimpses of futures unseen. You witness civilizations rise and fall, deities smile, armies clash. Each image is a thread in humanity's tapestry, life weaving with death in the dance, written by cosmic forces. You are both participant and observer, living through past passages and future calls, where sacrifice marks both ends and beginnings, a guiding force for cycles eternal. In your heightened state, Aztec deities manifest, terrifying and majestic. Huitzilopochtli, the sun god, and Tlaloc, the rain god, are forces undeniable. Their monumental forms, ideas as much as deities, convey intentions beyond words. You seek not mercy but approval, knowing your life's closure contributes to the universe's balance. Their presences wrap around you, offering immortality through sacrifice, drawing you ever closer to their eternal light. As the visions begin to fade, reality creeps back in, leaving you still ensnared in physicality, yet transformed. The air clears, the smoke dissipates, and the room solidifies once more around you. A clarity remains, coiled like a serpent within. Your journey has endowed you with understanding. Sacrifice and purpose are intertwined. Your impending end is not just physical cessation, but an eternal thread within the universe's living continuum. In the heart of Tenochtitlan, Aztec priests navigate a world dominated by sacred duty and cosmic balance, their lives deeply rooted in interpreting omens and carrying out rituals crucial for maintaining the universe. Raised from early childhood in an atmosphere of strict discipline and unwavering piety, they dedicate themselves to becoming the bridge between the mortal realm and the divine. Their daily existence is a shadowy dance under the looming pyramids, where they bear the heavy responsibility of enacting sacrifices that honour the gods and secure the sun's journey across the sky. To them, sacrifice is not a grotesque act, but a fundamental necessity that ensures survival. Steeped in a culture where life and death intertwine, these priests wear their devotion proudly. Matted hair, woven into intricate styles, and teeth blackened with soot, connecting them visibly to the divine. For them, performing a sacrifice is an ultimate expression of faith, devoid of brutality or fear, but rich in spiritual significance. It's a reciprocal act that acknowledges the creation of the world from the god's own spilled blood, demanding an equal sacrifice to maintain cosmic equilibrium. As the ultimate gesture of reverence, captives, especially priests from rival cultures, are offered not just as tokens of war but as sacred gifts, their impending sacrifice seen as a rite of profound transformation rather than mere death. The preparation for this ritual is meticulous and filled with a sense of sacred anticipation. Each step is carefully orchestrated to purify and sanctify the captive priest, transforming him into a living embodiment of the gods. His path is defined by the scent of incense and the rhythm of solemn chants, guiding him through rites of cleansing and renewal. He is fed particular foods and adorned with ceremonial garments, his body and soul made ready to meet the divine. Through this intense preparation, he becomes a vessel, an integral part of the Aztec worldview. where every detail underscores the ritual's gravity. In the moments before the sacrifice, purification rituals envelop the captive in a sequence of transformative acts. Ablutions in sacred waters, the burning of fragrant copal, and chants meant to cleanse his very essence. Through these acts, he transitions from mortal to divine offering, a living idol whose symbolic importance eclipses his personal identity. Initially fraught with fear, this transformation may lead him to a reluctant understanding of his role within the larger cosmic narrative. His life, now stripped of the mundane, gains new purpose as an offering prepared to meet the gods with a heart ready to nourish the sky. As the ceremony unfolds, it is impossible to ignore the rich symbolism woven into every aspect of the ritual. The priests draw upon the iconography of the smoking mirror, a potent symbol linked to Tezcatlipoca, the god of shadows and destiny. These obsidian mirrors serve as tools to connect with the divine, a reminder of the god's watchful presence and the fragility of life. Blackened teeth, darkened with soot, serve as a testament to the priest's sacred duty, embodying their connection to the cosmos. These visual transformations mark an acceptance of the duality defining their existence, a dance of shadow and light that echoes through their actions. The ritual is a dance of paradoxes, reverence for life entwined with a solemn acceptance of death. The Aztec priests greet the captive with a paradoxical mix of warmth and resolve, intertwining dread and awe in a tapestry of sacred ceremony. In their chants and symbolic gestures, the captive finds himself drawn into a narrative where death is not an end but a transition, a necessary step within the cycle of existence. This atmosphere of contradictory emotions, both unsettling and sacred, highlights the intertwining of life and death at the heart of their beliefs. For the captive priest, the approach of sacrifice brings a tumult of emotions: resignation, fear, and an improbable flicker of hope. He stands on the brink of destiny, facing the end with a combination of reluctant acceptance and a yearning for meaning beyond this mortal coil. The impending sacrifice embodies not just an individual fate, but humanity's timeless search for significance amidst chaos and uncertainty. Straddling the divide between belief systems, he ponders the truth of his own gods and the possibility of transcendence through this ritual death. As myth and reality converge, the captive priest finds himself woven into an enduring legend, a living testament to a tale that spans centuries. Guided by the solemn beat of drums and the intoxicating scent of incense, he steps into a role that blurs the line between man and myth. In this space where the ordinary dissolves into the extraordinary, he becomes both protagonist and offering, embodied within a divine narrative. As the ritual reaches its crescendo, he contributes to history not just through his sacrifice, but through the lessons imparted. A reminder of humanity's continuous pursuit of understanding within the cosmic tapestry. His story is a bridge across cultures, urging contemplation of the shared quest for meaning that unites us all. The Templo Mayor stands triumphantly over the city of Tenochtitlan, its twin temples to the gods Huitzilopochtli and Tlaloc looming above the bustling streets below. This great stone pyramid is not just an architectural marvel, but a testament to the Aztec worldview, where the heavens, earth and underworld intertwine. As you prepare to climb its 114 steps, this sacred edifice casts a long shadow over the plaza, a symbol of continuity for the city and a signifier of doom for you. Each step is a journey upwards, lifting you from the realm of the living towards the divine. Your heart pounds in rhythm, with the drums that echo through the air, a haunting reminder of the many hearts stilled atop this altar of sacrifice. The path is worn smooth by generations of the devoted and the doomed, a silent testament to the rituals that define the empire. For the Aztecs, the temple signifies the promise of rain and maize, of continuity through sacrifice. But for those who climb towards their end, it is a journey into dread. The legacy of sacrifice stains each step with the blood of countless offerings. Under Aztec belief, this blood nourishes the earth, feeds the sun, and perpetuates the cycle of life. As you tread upon the stone, the weight of history presses down, an unending chain of souls whose sacrifice has hallowed this path. Here, fear and resolve are constant companions, engaging in a silent battle within your soul. The palpitating drums fill the air, an orchestration of terror and ritual. Alongside the wailing notes of conch shells and eerie tones of bone flutes, they create a soundscape that blurs reality, making the spiritual journey as daunting as the physical one. Thousands of eyes peer up from the crowded plaza below, those of the citizens who have gathered for the ritual spectacle. The entire city is unified in this event, a live theatre where life and death waltz together. Families gather, merchants pause, and an atmosphere of anticipation grips those assembled. For them, this day is a cosmic affirmation, a necessary dance with destiny. From your precarious vantage point, they blur into a single, living sea, an overwhelming presence that questions your significance. As you ascend, the internal struggle between fear and acceptance intensifies. You are bound to the ancient script that countless others have followed, footsteps of courage and resignation echoing in your mind. Your impending death is framed as a gift, a necessity that feeds the cycles sustaining the world. In this paradox of terror and resolve, the legends of captives who ran willingly to their end become a guiding thought. Their stories of courage are balm to the dread that knots your stomach. With each step, the reality of the divine becomes more palpable, the air charged with ancient energies. Here, where earth meets sky, your presence is stripped of all but essence. The climb transforms fear into something approaching acceptance, a moment where you are not just vessel or victim, but part of a larger cosmic drama. As birds call and the wind murmurs, every sound envelops you in your final moments. It's said those who touch the divine never return unchanged. Here, as you face oblivion, there's an intimacy with the gods that transcends words. Your life flashes before you in vivid fragments, triumphs, loves, shames. With each step, memories cascade like a quick pulse, comforting even as they dissolve. This is both an outer ascent and an inward journey, a final excavation into your own soul. Who were you before this climb, before destiny claimed you? As each step advances this ultimate transformation, you wonder if your story will linger beyond memory's threshold. The elements offer a strange comfort, a solidarity of nature. The air, earth, and sky form a chorus of presence, a reminder that you are part of something eternal. The sunlight warms your skin as the wind whispers truths known only to the sacrificed. With every sensuous detail, each breath, each footstep, you find a peculiar peace. As if on cue, the smells and sounds combine to welcome you into the eternal rhythm. Aztec priests escort you, their robes symbols of divine duty and tradition. Their murmured prayers weave through the air, guiding you onward. You may have known some of these faces once, behind their masks of ceremony. They are flesh and blood bound by the same cosmic rules. Here, they are both witness and guide, unravelling a dance of faith and fate that joins you in this sacred ascent. At last the horizon unfurls before you, its vastness a contradiction of closure and continuation. Each breath here at destiny's edge tastes of fear and acceptance, life and the unknown. The view from this summit is both familiar and ethereal, reminding you that life continues, indifferent to the threads it spins. You straddle the dualities of surrender and hope, horror and transcendence. The city sprawls below, beating its ancient heart, and you are both its core and its periphery. Here the steps are everything, yet become but a fleeting moment in the tapestry of existence. Reaching the summit of the Templo Maya, the chill of the wind catches you by surprise, a vivid reminder of the impending transition from life to sacrifice. The air here feels rarefied, brushing against your ritual-painted skin. From this high vantage point, the world unfurls into a vast tapestry, a breathtaking expanse beneath the seemingly eternal sky. It is here, at the convergence of earth and heavens, where your role in this ancient, unyielding drama finds its climax. Overhead, the sun watches with an unsparing brilliance, casting long shadows that whisper foreboding tales of fate yet to unfold. Every step of the climb lingers within your muscles, an ascent not only of altitude, but into acceptance. Or perhaps a reluctant truce with the looming terror. Your senses sharpen. The scent of copal blends with the acrid promise of spilled blood, rendering the world larger, almost mocking the fleeting nature of human life. This stage, meticulously set, awaits your terminal act, with you as its tragic protagonist. Yet, amid the dread, a serene clarity emerges. The awareness that this moment, stretched by altitude and sanctity, is part of a well-trodden path by countless others who have come before, and who will inevitably follow. The fire beside you crackles vigorously, its flames an animated contrast to the solemn priests. This blaze purifies, transforms, and demands its ancient performance, consuming oxygen with relentless appetite. Attendants dance around it with practiced grace, tending the flames as though appeasing a sacred entity. The fire, both tool and symbol, reflects the god's hunger with which it burns. This intense heat momentarily dispels the chill, your brief touch with warmth before the cold grip of oblivion. The gatherings of eyes fixate on this fiery spectacle, each tongue of flame casting ethereal shadows, painting faces in an otherworldly glow. For the onlookers below and the priest beside you, the fire stands as a holy witness. For you, it's a portal and a pyre. The flames flicker rhythmically, surging for the ritual it craves, a spectacle reflected in the obsidian blade, poised for its solemn duty. Here life is elemental, where fire and blade conspire beneath the sun's indifferent glare to dictate your fate. Suddenly 4 attendants seize your arms and legs, their eyes focused and unyielding. Helplessness envelops you, coupled with a surreal acceptance as you transition from man to offering, traded in a celestial bargain between gods and mortals. Their grip is relentless, ensuring you meet your destined moment at this border of worlds. To them, every motion is honed and habitual, heightening your fear amid the ceremony's rhythm. Significantly, their grasp embodies the divine will, tethering your fate to tradition. Once you might have seen them as peers. Now they are your guides into the unknown, reassuring dread through dutiful precision. Each point of contact resonates with historical weight, intertwining personal and cosmic stories into one profound moment, releasing you from the mundane as they bind you to the divine. In the priest's hand, the blade rises, obsidian, exquisitely sharp, its edge glistening with a spectral promise. Within its reflection lies myth, fate, and the inevitable. This blade stands cherished and revered, holding the power to sever life neatly and mercifully. Amid the swirling chaos, it remains a focal point, steady, amidst hymns that envelop you in their layered complexity. The priest, his features stern under ceremonial wisdom, channels the conduit of your imminent transition onto the altar. Here, skill and faith converge, transforming ritual to reality. The blade's descent embodies paradox, charged with dread, imbued with solemn grace. It narrates history through a chisel's sharp slice, carving deep into the tapestry of time. Meanwhile, an incantation swells amidst the flames and wind, a chant of the ancients, echoing across time. It bridges mortal and divine realms, infusing hopes and fears into its rhythm. Beyond mentions of rain or maze, it speaks to continuation and cycles binding human existence to nature's eternal dance. The chant envelops and draws you in as a hypnotic incantation that blends reality, offering transcendence through its lyrical embrace. It is an exchange, or perhaps negotiation, with the immortals, blending plea with celebration, surrender seeking sustenance. Words blur, yet emotion penetrates, as the chant becomes a backdrop to your inner reverence, weaving the transmutation of fear into something profound. Drums add thunderous beats, each a reminder of time distilled to its essence, punctuating every moment. Their persistent rhythm draws the universe's cadence, entwining all life atop this sacred summit, lifting your senses into a presence that's both undeniable and unstoppable. As drums weave with chants and flames and winds, they ground the surreal present, confirming this event as part of an ongoing cycle. Even as your personal symphony fades, this drummed heartbeat endures, as infinite as the sky above. As their crescendo approaches, a perfect counter to your heart's slowing beat, you are alone, yet entwined within a continuum, bound by past and future ties. Under the sun's relentless stare, history is woven into light, each beam burdened with age-old memories. Lying against cold stone, tales cascade through each breath, an echo of lives spoken here before. Captured in this space is an unparalleled paradox, an intimate insignificance amplified by this singular event. Sunlight penetrates starkly, exposing every detail, hands calloused by duty, the blade's glint, the waiting brazier. Its illumination carries history's past, interlinking them with ceremonial sweat and fear. Within this vivid realm, time converges as past and future coalesce, each sunbeam peeling layers of self away, entwining with the tapestry of sacrifice. Moments tighten, reality condenses to the space between breaths. The stone beneath absorbs your final sensations intimately. As chants rise anew, history presses back, the immediate world intertwining with centuries-old tradition. Each perspective and scent fuels expectancy as your identity fractures and reforms, caught amid known and unknown, balancing the enigmatic sands of alchemy beneath the encroaching shadow. In a swift arc, the blade descends effortlessly, replacing anticipation with piercing clarity. Darkness descends smoothly, unveiling reality into soothing voids. From beyond, figures shift within the light, yet already they fade, arriving at warmth and tranquility. A cessation unexpected in its smoothness, the simplicity of death unfolds gracefully. Within this envelopment of shadow, weightlessness prevails, surrendering to presence beyond struggle. The ceremonial arc's motion concludes rightly, discarding consciousness for uncharted territory beyond. The blade's indomitable circle pauses time, shadow consuming light, consciousness melding into something new, the eternal convergence of all that was. Finally, silence spreads, underlining endings cloaked in beginning. Freed of earthly restraint, your essence joins history inked upon the stars, from ephemeral to eternal. This transition is no loss but ascends into something resembling completeness, individuality fusing with a universal tapestry, unseen, understood, a relinquishment crafting fragments into boundless resonance, history yet unwritten. Within the Aztec cosmos, sacrifice was seen not as an act of brutality, but as a crucial dialogue with the divine. The universe thrived on a delicate balance between chaos and order, nourished by the very essence embodied in the hearts of those chosen. Your heart, freshly extracted and still warm, was not mere flesh but a vital part of an unbroken cycle, reaching back to the gods themselves. In legends, the deities offered their hearts to create the sun, the wind and the rain, and by sacrificing yours you ensured life would flourish, maintaining cosmic harmony. When your heart was lifted to the heavens, it symbolised more than death. It was the tonali, the spiritual energy tying humans to the gods, ascending as metaphysical sustenance. This offering signified both a plea and tribute, seeking the continued rise of the sun to warm the lands and the rains to nourish the fields. In this act, you joined an ancestral lineage, becoming part of the sacred cycle of creation and destruction, where mortality fed the immortality of the gods. Amidst the pain, perhaps you found solace knowing your end brought vitality to the cosmos. The priest solemnly placed your heart into the brazier, turning a moment of grief into one of profound transcendence. As the heart burned, smoke rose like prayers, weaving through the ether towards celestial realms. Fire, a purifying messenger, transformed the physical into the ethereal. This was not just an act of destruction, but a connection, a bridge between the seen and unseen, imbuing the moment with eternal significance. The fragrant smoke mingled with sacred incense, creating a silent dialogue with the divine, memorializing you in the flames. In the heart's burning, memory was forged not just as spectacle, but as an indelible contract between the seen world and the unseen. The observers, captivated by the fiery transformation, understood their roles in a precarious universe where human sacrifice preserved cosmic continuity. Through such rituals, the Aztecs affirmed their collective identity, deeply woven into the fabric of cycles, constantly shifting between rebirth and decay. Sacrifice, with its gritty reality, reminded them of humanity's place within a broader cosmic narrative. The heart being offered was more than appeasement. It was divine sustenance. In Aztec beliefs, deities like Huitzilopochtli required such offerings to power the sun's journey across the sky, while Tlaloc needed them to bring rain, ensuring the fertility of the earth. This sacrificial rite was essential for renewal, embodying the delicate interplay between life and death. As flames consumed the heart, its destruction was seen as an offering of life itself, a violent yet meaningful bridge between terrestrial suffering and divine nourishment. Despite the violence, being chosen for sacrifice was viewed as an honour. The Aztecs believed those sacrifices were specially marked by the gods, destined for glory beyond death. As your heart was lifted high, it signified transcendence, not mere demise. Those sacrificed were thought to bypass mundane afterlives, joining celestial realms where they would shine among stars, away from earthly fatigue. This perspective infused the brutal act with a sense of honour, transforming the chosen into martyrs who bravely traversed the boundaries of life, becoming companions of gods. Witnessing these rites, the spectators became active participants in a communal catharsis, reinforcing their understanding of their world's delicate continuity. The solemn act of a heart being offered served as a powerful reminder of their cultural fabric, which placed collective survival above individual existence. The ceremony unified them, not merely through shared terror, but with the acknowledgement of a higher cosmic order, binding them to traditions that transcended the immediate spectacle, reaffirming their beliefs and roles within the universe. For the Aztecs, the heart was the universe's core, a conduit of celestial magic throbbing within each person. Its offering revealed deep insights into their cosmology, embodying the tonally, a vital force that granted life and potential. The heart signified miniature cosmic centres, transferring life and energy through sacrifice. This ritual was seen as an exchange of power, strength, and faith, with the heart in flames becoming a nexus of earthly and divine elements, nourishing the gods and sustaining the essence of existence. Priests wielded immense influence, acting as intermediaries who interpreted divine will and orchestrated rites that shaped reality. Holding the power of life in their hands, they embodied the mandate of the cosmos. Their role, while feared for its ruthless demands, was seen as sacred and vital, ensuring balance within the universe. Their authority, rooted in blood and spirit, reinforced the belief in a symbiotic relationship with the divine, maintaining the world through these sacred acts. The brazier's flickering flames were more than light. They were a passage to the afterlife, a gateway through which souls travelled to join the divine. As the heart's essence mingled with the flames, it transitioned from earthly confines to cosmic embrace. This notion of transformation was comforting, the journey through fire capturing the eternal voyage of the soul beyond material bounds, embodying the cycle of life and legacy in one bright crackling tapestry. The gesture of lifting the heart was laden with profound symbolism, a vivid manifestation of the Aztec belief system. As the priest held the heart aloft, it showcased the bridging of realms, mortal and divine, highlighting humanity's role in sustaining cosmic order. This ritual, watched by awestruck witnesses, emphasized the continuity and dedication embedded within each sacrifice, perpetuating a culture grounded in the unwavering pursuit of harmony with the divine cosmos. In the heart of the Aztec world, where ritual and empire intertwined, stood the formidable Tzompantli. This was no ordinary monument. Towering above the crowd, constructed from the skulls of the sacrificed, it was at once a grotesquely beautiful sight, and a testament to the spiritual narrative that defined an empire. Each skull, placed meticulously upon its wooden frame, recounted its own story, a story of life given for the gods, and for the cosmic balance that the Aztecs held sacred. The Tzompantli loomed large in both architecture and memory, serving as a reminder of the cycle between life and death that Aztecs believed was necessary to sustain the universe. This structure, often positioned near the temples or busy marketplaces, demonstrated power, but also spurred a spiritual understanding among the people who lived in its shadow. It was a constant symbol of the power of their gods and the Aztec Empire, instilling an understanding of the ephemeral nature of mortality. Spellbinding in its execution, that Tzompantli emphasized communal catharsis, immortalizing the sacrificed as enshrined martyrs in a cycle of spiritual renewal. Before being placed upon the Tzompantli, the skulls underwent a meticulous process of cleansing. In preparation areas dedicated to this ritual, attendants used tools made from obsidian and bone to strip away the remains of the flesh. This was not merely an act of practicality, but a reverential step in ensuring that the sacrifice was honoured appropriately. Through this purification, the Aztecs fulfilled their cosmic duties, transforming each skull from a mere relic of earthly existence into a sacred object that resonated with divine significance. The preparations included a precise drilling of each skull, marking the culmination of its earthly function and signifying its readiness to fulfill a higher spiritual calling. In this profound transformation, skulls became both an artifact of memory and a vessel for spiritual significance, immortalized within the collective tapestry of Aztec tradition. This process sought not only to cleanse but to exalt the sacrifice, marrying the mundane with the ethereal in a delicate interplay of respect, terror, and obligation. Once displayed on the Tzompantli, the skulls bore silent witness to the living realm. They cast shadows across temple grounds, their presence a continuous reminder of life's fleeting nature. Observers who confronted this stark contrast between life and death did not merely dwell on morbidity. Rather, they were reminded of a life's vibrancy, echoing the devotion the Aztecs felt towards their deities. These racks of skulls, catching the sun's light, were more than grim showcases. They were part of a deeply ingrained cultural narrative. They transcended individual fate to tell a story of communal sacrifice in pursuit of divine balance. At the Tzompantli, death served as an equalizer amongst social classes. Here, priests, warriors, and even high nobles found a common fate, their varying backgrounds subsumed into a single purpose: in death. Each skull, irrespective of its previous owner, contributed to a powerful tapestry of life and divinity, transforming into a source of both dread and solace. For those who beheld these racks, they were poignant reminders of human fragility, weaving fear with fascination. In the eyes of the Aztecs, displaying skulls was an invitation to dialogue with the divine. Each skull on the Tzompantli symbolized this ongoing connection, fostering the belief that the essence of each sacrifice lingered after death. The Aztecs viewed this exchange as essential for ensuring cosmic harmony, vital for both sustaining the sun's journey across the sky and for providing life-sustaining rains. The Tzompantli thus became more than a monument. It was a bridge between two worlds, embodying the idea that death was less an end than part of a larger spiritual conversation. While these skull racks held deep spiritual significance, they also wielded an undeniable psychological power among the Aztec people. Strategically placed, they underscored a pervasive sense of fear, cleverly utilised as a means of governance. By manipulating fear, the ruling classes reinforced control, shaping a societal fabric woven with compliance and collective reverence for the powers that governed existence. Rather than overt control, fear became a thread that unified, urging submission to avoid becoming part of the macabre display. Chroniclers of the time, like the Spanish conquistadors and missionaries, often encountered the Tzompantli with a mix of fear and fascination. Their accounts, such as those from Bernal Diaz del Castillo, reflected a struggle to comprehend this powerful symbol within a thriving civilization. The presence of the Tzompantli inspired both admiration for the sheer scope of the Aztec Empire and moral disdain towards its practices, capturing a complex portrayal of a civilization as prosperous as it was enigmatic. Modern scholarship continues to unravel the layers of complexity surrounding the Tzompantli, moving beyond sensational narratives to understand its cultural significance. This ongoing dialogue with history seeks to appreciate the Tzompantli not as mere instruments of fear, but as monuments steeped in theological and societal meaning. Archaeologists and historians work to peel back layers of misunderstanding, striving to portray the Tzompantli as a nuanced symbol within a grand narrative of survival and cosmic duty. The creation and maintenance of the Tzompantli required engineering prowess, underscoring the Aztecs' sophisticated grasp of structural integrity. The use of strong wooden beams and precise drilling techniques facilitated the enduring presence of the skull racks. These efforts involved an administrative organisation that oversaw not only construction, but also maintenance, perpetuating the spiritual and societal roles that Tzompantli played within the Aztec cosmology. Parallels can be drawn between the Tzompantli and the monuments of other cultures, each expressing a society's contemplation of death and remembrance. While the Aztecs' approach uniquely intertwined life and sacrifice, it resonates with a universal human desire to understand mortality. In exploring these structures, one glimpses the variety of beliefs that shape identity, echoing across time the myriad ways humans seek to reconcile with life's ultimate questions. Thus, the Tzompantli stands as more than a monument to fear. It embodies the enduring legacy of a civilization's embrace of life and death's cycle. Delving into the history of these skull racks reveals a narrative not just of terror, but one of profound acceptance and spiritual resonance. As these rituals echo from the past, they remind us of the intricate stories of which every piece of history is a part. If you found this tale engaging and wish to explore more about the Aztecs and other lost worlds, remember to like and subscribe to our channel.